got asked if I can come to the press box 7 times.
If you go to the field, people just gonna put a GoPro on me.
We mic up a player, Mr. S. Yeah. Yeah. Why not?
Mic up a coach?
And they say,
Can we mic up Coach Hennings?
no.
During practice. I'd be interested in micing up.
And with that, we welcome you to a beautiful evening here at Burke Stadium for a top 10 matchup here in Class A. The Gretna Dragons traveling to take on the Creighton Prep Junior Jays. Mike Knockenhauer alongside Colton Alder. Colton, we got ourselves a great matchup tonight between a Gretna team trying to stay undefeated and a Junior J team trying to get to 500 on the year.
Yeah, and it's a battle of two familiar foes. These two teams facing twice in the regular season. Gretna knocking Creighton Prep out in the semifinals of state last year. So it'll be interesting to see if Creighton Prep can fire back and get some revenge on the Dragons.
So we'll take a look now at our NEB Preps coaches poll from this week. Westside still sitting there at the top. Millard South hops up to number 2 after a 33-0 convincing win over Elkhorn South. Kearney sneaking in there at 3. Millard West all the way up to 4 after their win over Omaha North last week. Papillion La Vista lost to Lincoln Southeast last night, but they stay at 6. Gretna coming in at 7. They're at 2-0. Bellevue West 2-1. They will take on Westside, hosting Westside there tonight. Elkhorn South at 9, and Creighton Prep making their first appearance in the top 10, sitting there at 10 after their win over Millard North last week.
And this is one of the 2 top 10 showdowns in Class A this week, alongside Westside and Bell West squaring off in their matchup. Westside has pretty clearly solidified themselves as the top dog in Class A so far, but Millard South and Kearney are 2 teams that can make a legitimate run at them.
As we'll take a look now at what Gretna did last week against Omaha Central, as Alex Wilcoxon, the dual threat quarterback for the Dragons, with another strong showing, 14 for 20, 239 yards, 3 touchdowns, interception, and then on the ground, 14 carries, 93 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So a very balanced attack here for the Dragons.
Yeah, a total of 6 touchdowns for Wilcoxon. He's been great on both sides of the ball, just passing and running, and he's provided a lot of success for this Gretna team early on this year.
As now we'll take a look at what Prep did last week. As we mentioned, the win over Millard North at home. Tony Caniglio, 13 for 31 for 203 yards and 2 touchdowns. Michael Burt, 7 receptions for 69 yards. A very hard-fought win for the Jays as they pick up their first win on the year last Thursday.
Definitely the best game of Tony Caniglio's time as the quarterback for Creighton Prep so far. Did a really good job throwing the ball downfield, making sound decisions, and ended up getting Prep the win alongside a solid performance from their defense.
As these 2 teams faced off twice last year, the first time was in the regular season. It was a 3-point win by the Dragons. It was a kind of a low-scoring defensive affair with a lot of running on the ground.
Sam Stessman got the start for Creighton Prep that game. That was his final start of the year before they turned back to Dean Donaldson. Gretna ended up getting a tight win. Zane Flores did a really good job throwing short passes and getting them big yards. Great performance by Marty Brown, but in the end it just wasn't enough to get the win.
As we'll take a look at the second time these teams faced off last year, which ultimately ended the Junior Jays season, was just a blowout from the beginning. Gretna came out and they put on a show against the Junior Jays in the frigid cold heat. It was single digits and a lot of wind. So 36-14 win as Gretna went on to fall in the state championship game against Westside. As you see there now, Junior Jays getting ready to take the field all blacked out tonight. Birdcage in their well-known paint out. So we're going to take a look now at the power running back from the Dragons, Isaiah Weber. Colton, what can you tell us about the senior running back?
Isaiah Weber has done a really good job this year, back-to-back 100-yard games for the Dragons, 172 yards in his last showing against Central. He's done a great job staying just as successful, if not better, later in the game, and a lot of that has to do with his personal fitness. 2021, he was ranked the second fittest 14 to 15-year-old in the United States in CrossFit. It's really applied to the football field, as he's just done a great job staying at his max percentage as the game goes along.
We'll now take a look at the schedules these teams have had so far and what they have going forward. Gretna with wins against Burke here at at hosting Burke, and then they traveled to Siemens Stadium to take on the Eagles. 2 double-digit wins. It's been smooth sailing for them so far. Junior Jays, not so much. 3 top 10 matchups, so it's going to be 4 tonight and 5 next week. 2 losses, first to Bellevue West, and then just a blowout at Westside, and then they came back and beat Millard North, which put them where they are today. Here hosting Gretna, looking to get to 500 on the year. So we're just moments away from kickoff, just about 2 minutes from getting this game underway. Any thoughts, Colton? Anything you're looking for tonight?
It'll be an exciting game, but the key for Creighton Prep might be to get Michael Burt involved in the game. He had 7 grabs for 69 yards in the win versus Millard North after recording just 2 catches in his first 2 games of the year. D1 commit to Iowa. They'll need to get him the ball to provide some production on offense. Another thing that will be important for the Junior Jays is to stop Isaiah Weber as the game goes along. Weber, as we mentioned, did a really good job staying elite as the game went on versus Central, and he's looking to do the same here tonight. Creighton Prep, they're going to need to stop him as this game goes along.
Absolutely, as it just about to get things underway. As we said, Gretna ranked 7th in the state by NEB Preps, starting the season 2-0, and Prep sitting at 1-2 after a very hard opening schedule to start the year. It's not going to get any easier here tonight as they host one of the top teams in the state. So they did lose Zane Flores this year, as he went on to down to Stillwater to play for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. But Wilcoxon, that dual threat is going to be, we saw it with Rezac back in week 1. It's so hard to defend if you're a defense.
Yeah, 500 total yards and 10 total touchdowns for Wilcoxon. Zane Flores has got really big shoes to fill, but Wilcoxon has stepped into them awfully well so far. Now in their first test against a top 10 team, he's going to need to keep continuing his success.
Just moments away from getting this one underway. The Dragons now going to take the field. Looks like they will be receiving this kick. It'll be Zach McClay to kick things away. It's normally Charlie Mangin, but Zach McClay will do the kickoff duties tonight. So the Dragons will receive the ball to start things off. Beautiful Friday night here in Omaha, here at Burke Stadium. It's just going to be a great night for some football.
This opening kickoff will be interesting. Creighton Prep has struggled with kick coverage this year. They've given up back-to-back games with kick return touchdowns. Looking to end that streak here tonight.
This one floats in the air and going to bring Runji back into the end zone for a touchback, and it'll bring Alex Wilcoxon and the Dragons offense out for the first time.
Alex Wilcoxon, a 132 quarterback rating this year. He's gone 26 for 35 through the air, 339 yards, 5 touchdowns, and just 1 interception. Done great with the legs, too. 184 yards on the ground and 5 total scores. He's running the ball, and
kind of a two-headed monster there with Wilcoxon and Weber. Both threats with their legs. First play of the game is a handoff to Weber. He'll stumble his way out across the 25 for about a 7-yard pickup. Junior J defense probably had their strongest game of the year last week against Millard North. Found a way to pick up a stop to close things out with 4 straight goal line stands. But it's going to be another tall task tonight. 2nd and 4. This is handed off to Rohr. He'll be stopped short after a pickup of about 3. It'll be 3rd and short.
And this will be a big 3rd down for the Junior Jays to try and get Gretna off the field early and get their offense on, prevent an opening drive score for the Dragons.
Going to be 3rd and 1 now. Wilcoxon under center, and I think they're going to get, I think some people moved early, and I think that might back the Dragons up 5 yards. So that will be the call, so it'll make it 3rd and 6 now and might change the game plan for this 3rd down. Gretna's trying to convert. So 3rd and 1 from the 29 turns into 3rd and 6 from the 24.
And a 3rd and 1 is very different from a 3rd and 6 in this situation. It's probably a passing down for the Dragons. Wilcoxon going to have to rely on his arm potentially for the first time today.
Wilcoxon under some pressure escapes the pocket. He's going to run up the middle, going to be close to a 1st down. And I think they're going to give him the 1st down. So Wilcoxon shows that escapability there to pick up the 1st down. The pocket collapsed, but just found a gap up the middle and scrambled for the 1st down.
Great job by Wilcoxon, staying poised even though the pocket was breaking down around him. He takes off down the middle and he gets the 1st down for the Dragons.
So a fresh set of downs here for the Gretna offense. Another handoff to Weber to the right side. Dives forward, maybe gets a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Very important to get that short gain on 1st down, put Gretna in a tough position these final 2 sets of downs, and maybe get their offense back on the field here in the 1st quarter.
Wilcoxon in the shotgun. Alec Runge in motion. Dropping back to pass, a throw over to the right side. Runge bobbles it, but comes up with it. He'll pick up about 3. So it'll be another 3rd down for this Gretna offense.
Short pass, definitely better than not gaining any yardage, but the young Creighton Prep still in a good position here on a 3rd and 4.
A 5-yard pickup there for Alex Runge, the senior wide receiver. Wilcoxon in the shotgun. He's got Weber to his right. Handoff up the middle, and he's stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Maybe picked up about a yard, but that will bring up 4th down.
Good job by the Junior Jays just converging on him, not allowing him to gain any ground, stuffing him at the line. Just a 2-yard gain for Weber, and now Gretna will be forced to punt and give the Junior Jays their first offensive possession of the game.
Cameron Bothwell back to punt, and it's Zach McClay back to return. This one is a low line drive kick, but it takes a Gretna bounce down to the Creighton Prep 29, and that's where Tony Caniglio and the Junior J offense will set up shop.
Tony Caniglio on the year, 27 for 55 through the air, 359 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions for a 71.7 passer rating. He went 13 for 31 for 203 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick versus Millard North. Also ran for 33 yards and a touchdown on the ground. Had the best game of his career after a bit of a rough start to this year. Look to continue that success here tonight.
Under center is Caniglio. Be a handoff to the left side, and he's going to lose about a yard. I believe that was Jacob Ruby with the carry.
Some good defense by Gretna on the opening play, just converging on the run. Ruby never really had much of a chance there, and it's brought down for a loss of a yard.
2nd and 11 now. Caniglio lines up in the shotgun, trips to his left.
Looks like they've got Michael Burt out wide on his right.
Sends Ruby in motion. It's a screen pass to the left side to Lasher. He'll dive to about the 31, so it'll be 3rd and long here early for the Jays.
It's good to pick up those few yards there, but 3rd and 8 is still a rough position for this Junior Jays offense. Caniglio going to have to rely on his arm, potentially throw deep here.
Caniglio now with trips to his right, dropping back to pass. He's going to escape the pocket. He's going to run to the left side. He's got Eddie Schaefer wide open down the sideline. It's going to be a foot race to the end zone. Eddie Schaefer is he in? And you're going to call him down inside the 3-yard line.
I think this play is coming back, though. I think Caniglio was across the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
There is a flag down back at the 34 of Creighton Prep. So we will see if this will stand. As you said, Caniglio very close to the line of scrimmage whenever he threw that ball.
I believe they called a roughing the passer on Gretna there. Now Creighton Prep gets the ball at the 1-yard line with a chance to get in the lead.
That's what makes Tony Caniglio so dangerous, his ability to improvise. Escapes the pocket there and finds Eddie Schaefer, who was just wide open. Raced down the sideline all the way, and it'll be 1st and goal from inside the 4. You said a roughing the passer call. Doesn't matter. Declined by Coach Yonk. The Junior J offense with some noise here early. They're going to jump back into their huddle, try and slow things down. But what a way to get things going. I mean, what a noisy first possession. We thought that it was just going to be a quick 3 and out, but just like that, 1st and goal from the 3. Caniglio under center. He's going to take it himself in. Touchdown Prep.
Great job by Caniglio, just taking the sneak himself. He gets in the end zone. Great drive for Caniglio, making that play with his legs on that 3rd down, and he gets in the end zone with his legs.
2nd week in a row with a rushing touchdown for the junior captain, Tony Caniglio. The Junior Jays hop out to a 6-0 lead. As here's Charlie Mangan on to try and add on the extra point. Alex Costello to hold. Mangan's kick is up, and it is good. Junior Jays figuring out ways to get the ball downfield. A big play from Caniglio to Schaefer sets up the 3-yard QB sneak for a touchdown. 7-0 Junior Jays here on the Creighton Prep Sports Network. Welcome you back here. First drive of the game for the Junior J offense results in a touchdown as Zach McClay boots this one into the end zone, and it'll be another touchback. We'll bring out Alex Wilcoxon, Isaiah Weber, and the rest of the Gretna offense back out for their second possession.
Creighton Prep did a really good job stopping the Dragons on their opening drive, answering back with that great touchdown drive from that 67-yard pass from Tony Caniglio to Eddie Schaefer that put them down near the goal line. Wilcoxon and the Dragons offense now looking to answer.
Shotgun formation, handoff to Weber to the left side, and cut down by McClay. They're near the line of scrimmage. A good play there from the senior captain who leads the team in tackles.
Great play by Zach McClay there. Clay's done a really good job getting on the stat sheet with his tackles this year. On the season, he entered with 54 tackles, including 16 last game versus Millard North. Gets a big one there for the Junior Jays.
So no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10. Wilcoxon in the shotgun once again. Some pressure immediately. He gets it out. Throw completed to Jack Rhodes. But a pickup of about 3, and it'll be 3rd and medium. So the Prep defense showing some signs of life early. Some bright spots. So it's going to be 3rd and 6 from the Gretna 24.
Oh, some really good pressure on Alex Wilcoxon. Creighton Prep at points this year has struggled with their pass rush. Just 1 sack on the year so far. They did a good job putting some pressure on him there. Wilcoxon did a good job just getting the ball out and complete short to his tight end, and now it's 3rd and 6.
Wilcoxon dropping back to pass, looking across the middle. He's looking for Sheaf, and he will overthrow him, and another stop there from the Junior J defense. This time it's a 3 and out. So this Prep defense holding strong early on. First 2 possessions for the Dragons come up empty, and they'll have to punt it away again.
All the momentum on Creighton Prep's side right now. Their defense doing a really good job getting Gretna off the field early, putting their offense in a good position to potentially take big lead here in the first quarter.
I believe that Creighton Prep had to take their first timeout. I think they had too many men on the field, so it will hold this 4th and 6 for just a while longer. Coach Yonk having to burn his first timeout of the evening.
And you saw Jake Brock, the freshman, after rush off the field. Brock has done a really good job for the Junior Jays in their pass rush so far this season, putting a lot of pressure on the opposing quarterbacks. 2 quarterback hurries, a sack, 1.5 tackles for loss for the freshman D lineman. It's been a great piece for this Junior Jays defensive front. Gretna will come back out here looking to punt it away. Cameron Bothwell once again back there after his 32-yard punt, his first punt for the Dragons.
Bothwell gets it away. A spiraling punt takes a Prep bounce, and it's going to trickle out of bounds in Gretna territory. So some good starting fielding position here for the Jays. We'll step aside. Second offensive possession here for Prep when we come back. Caniglio in the shotgun, handoff to Ruby, goes absolutely nowhere. Some good penetration there from the Gretna defensive line, and it's going to be a loss of about 3.
Both of Ruby's first 2 carries have gone for losses. Maybe he needs to get some bigger holes from this offensive line. Maybe they load up the box a little bit more on the run plays, but you can't really rely on Caniglio to throw the ball every single play. You got to establish a solid run game in order to keep up with Gretna.
Caniglio back to pass. That one's batted at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 13, so a couple of good defensive plays here from the Dragons as Prep in danger of not capitalizing on this field position, which they did so well last week. They capitalized on a lot of Millard North's mistakes, a lot of their penalties, which ultimately ended up helping them win the game. It's 3rd and 13 now from the Gretna 48. Miglio with Schaefer and Lasher to his left, and Wergler to his right. Rolling out to the right side near the sideline. He's going to just tuck it and run. He may have even lost a yard. Looks like he got back to about the line of scrimmage, but that will be a 3 and out there for the Gretna defense, and it'll bring on Zach McClay to punt things away. Or excuse me, Matt Sledge to punt things away.
It's a really good job by Gretna's pass rush to get to Caniglio on back-to-back plays, forcing an incompletion the first time, and then that run that went nowhere that second time around. Gretna doing a really good job keeping momentum from getting too far on the Junior Jays side as they force a 3 and out. They get the ball back.
Sledge back to punt it away to 2 Gretna returners. Fair catch called by Michael Sheaf at about the 20-yard line. So the Dragons, maybe 3rd time's a charm, trying to get that running game going, which Prep has been able to stifle so far.
Isaiah Weber just 9 yards on his first 4 carries of the game, just 3 yards on his last 3 carries after he gained 6 on the opening play of the game. He gets better as the game goes along, though, so Junior Jays are really going to have to contain him early on to prevent a potential comeback later on.
There's another run, this time up the middle, and once again stuffed in the middle. Gain of about 2. I mean, if you look at his stat sheet, Weber through his first 2 games averages nearly 8 yards a carry. But so far, that Prep interior D-line has done their job very well.
He broke a lot of big runs, especially in the second half versus Central. Creighton Prep looking to contain him on those short gains, prevent the big ones as much as they possibly can, and get Gretna off the field.
Low snap, fake handoff to Weber, and Wilcoxon's going to take it himself. Has the first down, and he's tripped up around the 40. But there is a flag back at the 27.
It'll be a hold on the Dragons. That'll put them back. Not exactly sure where they're going to mark the ball, but big blow for the Dragons. That's already their 3rd penalty so far. They had that false start on the opening drive, and then that roughing the passer call on the scramble by Caniglio that ended up not really mattering all that much, but now Gretna put back at the 19-yard line.
So it'll move things back to the 18-yard line, it looks like. And we will redo second down. 2nd and 13 from the Gretna 18. Pressured immediately is Wilcox, and he dumps it off to Sheaf. Sheaf gets back to around the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd and long here once again.
Really good job by the Junior Jays, just continuing to put pressure on Wilcox, and he had to dump it out short to Sheaf. They end up swallowing him up after a gain of just 2, and now it's 3rd and long.
3rd and long, deep in their own territory once again. Prep defense looking to come up with another stop. Low snap, Wilcoxon. Plenty of time to throw. He rifles it across the middle to his tight end, Jack Rhodes, and it should be enough for the first down, and it is.
Big gain of 11 there that ends up picking up the first down. Really good job by Wilcoxon just finding his tight end open for the middle, and Junior Jays just missed him in coverage. Jack Rhodes doing a really good job picking up that first down.
So the 11-yard completion sets up a 1st and 10 from their own 32. Handoff to Weber to the right side. He's cut down by McClay. They're going to call him down. Weber thought he stayed on his feet, but they're going to mark that as a 1-yard loss. Oh, excuse me, a 3-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 13. So a great play there from Zach McClay, it seems like he's able to really move. It seems like he's all over the field. He can handle the sidelines. He can handle the secondary. He can handle the plays in the backfield. But here's another fake handoff. Another dump off pass, this time to Alex Runge. Another short gain and another 3rd and long coming up.
Good stop for this Junior Jays defense. Another screen pass from the Dragons. They love to run those screens and fake screen handoffs. Junior Jays not falling for it that time. Just a gain of 3, and now it'll be 3rd and long.
3rd and 10 now with a minute to play here in the first quarter. Third and 10 from their own 32. Wilcoxon in shotgun once again. He puts Runge in motion to the left side. Back to pass. Looking over to the left side for Sheaf, and they're going to call him out of bounds. That was Vinny Saul in coverage. And the Junior Jays with another stop on defense, and Gretna will have to punt it away.
Some pretty good coverage from Saul there. Difficult throw for Wilcoxon. Sheaf made the catch, but just couldn't stay inbounds. And now the Junior Jays are going to force a punt for their 3rd straight time. Really good start for this defensive unit.
Bothwell on to punt once again. Spiraling kick. McClay fields it at about the 35. Making moves down the left side. He's down the sideline across midfield, cutting back to the middle of the field, all the way down to the 26-yard line of Gretna. And once again, great starting field position for the Junior J offense.
Great run back from Zach McClay. He does a really good job just weaving through the defense and getting the Junior Jays some really good field position. They're already potentially in Charlie Mangan's field goal range. Great return on his part. Cameron Bothwell, the kicker, was the only thing that stopped him from returning that all the way for a touchdown. Really good return from McClay, and that puts the Junior Jays in a great spot.
Caniglio with a hard count, trying to get the Gretna D-line to be a bit jumpy. It's going to be a handoff to the right side to Ruby, trying to bounce to the outside. Powers his way for a gain of about 3. And that will most likely be the end of the first quarter, I believe. The clock ticking down as we will head to the second. The Junior Jays deep in Gretna territory already with a 7-0 lead. Strong first quarter here from the Junior Jays. We'll step aside. 7-0 here at the end of the first. Second quarter about to get underway. 2nd and 7 from the Gretna 23. It's another handoff, this time up the middle to Jacob Ruby. Trying to get a push from his offensive line. Good chunk of yardage there. Pickup of around 4. So it'll be 3rd and 3 from the 19.
After his first 2 carries went for negative yards, Jacob Ruby doing a really good job bouncing back from that this drive. First 2 carries going for 7 yards, and that puts the Junior Jays in a very manageable 3rd and 3. And now in the red zone, very much in the field goal range of Charlie Mangan, who made his first career kick last game versus Millard North.
Caniglio calling an audible. Under center, it's going to be another handoff to Ruby. He's going to stumble a bit and get tripped up short of the line to gain. So it'll be 4th and 3 from the 19, pickup of 0. And it's looking like the Junior J offense is going to stay on the field.
They're subbing in Eddie Schaefer for Will Keeney. Schaefer, big deep play guy. He scored that deflection touchdown versus Millard North last game. Got the 67-yard gain on that 3rd and 8 earlier. Could be going deep from here.
Another handoff for Ruby up the middle. He's tripped up, but not before he picks up the first down. So 4 straight runs for Jacob Ruby. He finds the way, and it's going to be 1st and 10 from the Gretna 13.
I thought they were probably going to throw it there, and judging by how that play went, I think Gretna thought they were going to throw 2. But Ruby ends up just picking up the first down. Good 6-yard run on his part, and now the Junior Jays have a first down at the 13.
Caniglio in shotgun, throws it to Ruby on the right side, staying in bounds, powering his way, or no, I believe they're going to say he stepped out. My apologies, he stepped out around the 5. There's also a flag down. So we will check the marker. But they're going to call, I believe that's a face mask on Gretna, which will give them the first down inside the 3-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal from the 2.5-yard line. The Junior Jays looking to go up by 2 possessions.
Great job by Jacob Ruby, just breaking through tackles there. Gets the Junior Jays down all the way to the 6 and then all the way to the 3 after the face mask penalty is enforced. It's already Gretna's 4th penalty. They're going to need to be more disciplined throughout this game.
Another handoff to Ruby up the middle, trying to get a push from his offensive line. And he picked up maybe half a yard, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
Ruby's done a really good job fighting through contact on this drive. He's broken quite a few tackles. Touched the ball every single play for the Junior Jays, and now he could touch it again here on 2nd and goal from the 2.
Caniglio under center once again. A lot of interior linemen and linebackers as he's going to take it himself again. Tony Caniglio with his 2nd touchdown of the evening.
Been a great day for Tony Caniglio so far. A total of 81 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground, and a few big plays through the air. Gets the Junior Jays a double digits lead. And it could be 14-0 after this PAT from Charlie Mangan.
Tony Caniglio with his 2nd rushing touchdown on a QB sneak here this evening, as Charlie Mangan back on once again to kick the extra point, and it is good. Junior J offense takes advantage of their good starting field position. They punch in another one, 14-0. Creighton Prep with a lead over the Gretna Dragons. We'll step aside here on the Creighton Prep Sports Network. Welcome you back here. Junior Jays punch in their 2nd touchdown of the first half here with 9:33 to go. Line drive kickoff here from McClay, sails into the end zone, and it'll be another touchback. So 2.5 minutes gone here in the second quarter. Junior Jays up by a pair of touchdowns. Colton, what has impressed you from both sides of the ball here from the Junior Jays so far?
Their defense has done a very good job stopping the run. In the Millard North game, they struggled with stopping the run at points. A lot of big runs from Caden Vermas and Colin Bogas throughout the game. But so far, they've been able to shut down Isaiah Weber, just 6 carries through, or 6 yards through 6
Pocket
carries.
collapsing, throwing downfield, and it's intercepted. Alex Costello comes up with it. Wilcoxon threw a prayer down the field into triple coverage, and the Junior Jays get the ball right back.
Great play by Costello. He was able to track that ball. Was going to get overthrown by Wilcoxon. Ends up making the catch and holding on to the contact. A really good play from Costello. Bit of a missed throw for Wilcoxon, but so far for the Junior Jays, everything has gone about as well as they could have asked for. So far, Gretna hasn't moved the ball past the 50-yard line yet. They have a chance to make it a 21-0 game with a touchdown here on this drive.
The Junior J offense right back out on the field. Caniglio in shotgun. Drops back to pass, and he's going to get swallowed up by multiple Gretna defenders. That's Blake Hawkins and Aaron Sibley. They're bringing him down for the 10-yard loss on a sack.
Great job by this Gretna defensive front. They've had a very valuable pass rush so far. Blake Hawkins had 2 sacks in that opening Burke game. Gets about a half sack there with Sibley getting the other half. That puts the Junior Jays in a rough position here on 2nd and 20.
So Caniglio back under center once again. It's going to be a handoff to the fullback. That's Daniel Kenny. He'll pick up about 2 yards, excuse me. That was a very bad estimation, but 3rd and 18 now. The Gretna defense trying to get off the field quickly after the interception.
Now it seems like some of the momentum going back to Gretna even after that interception. To put them in a 3rd and 18 spot here, the Junior Jays very much like a conversion here. Maybe a deep ball to number 3, Jackson Wergler on the right side of Caniglio.
Yeah, rolling out to his right, throwing into coverage, and a good play there from Michael Sheaf. Ball was intended for Wyatt Lasher, would have been well short of the line to gain. And a good 3-and-out stop there from Gretna to get the Jays offense right back off the field.
That big loss on 1st down mixed with the fact that they couldn't get much on 2nd down put them in a really rough position for 3rd down. Caniglio trying to get whatever he could, but in the end there really wasn't much there. Now the Junior Jays go 3-and-out for the 2nd time today.
Matt Sledge back there to punt things away once again. Will Weberg back deep to return. So that one barely gotten off. Fair catch called for at the 37-yard line of Gretna. 14-0 Prep here on the Creighton Prep Sports Network. We'll step aside real quick and be back here for another Gretna possession. Quick little breather, and the Gretna offense right back out there. Alex Wilcoxon lining up in shotgun with Isaiah Weber to his left. 1st and 10 from their own 37. A handoff to Weber up the middle. A good chunk of yardage there on 1st down.
It's the first real big gain they've got with Weber since that opening carry, which picked up 6 yards. 5-yard gain won't look crazy on the box score, but puts Gretna in a really good position here on 2nd and 5. Can really do anything here in the spot.
Second and 5 now. Low snap once again to Wilcoxon. Handoff to Weber. Dragged down I believe that was Schlinging Craney there on the defensive line. It's a short gain of just 1. Another third down upcoming here for the Dragons.
And the Junior Jays really converged on him. It was Craney, number 41 Drew Jarrett, and number 88 Sean Skridlak that looked like really got to him. Weber with just 14 yards on his first 8 carries of the game. He averaged nearly 8 yards a carry in his first 2 games of the season. Barely averaging, actually he's averaging less than 2 so far here today.
Fake handoff, and Wilcox is going to take it himself. Plenty of room there on the left side, and a big pickup there. And the Gretna offense crosses midfield for the first time tonight. They're in business down to the Prep 40.
Really good run there from Wilcox, and pickup of 17 yards. Just tucks it and runs it, and his speed does the rest. Ends up putting Gretna in their best position so far today. 1st and 10 here at the Prep 40-yard line.
Gretna finding a little more success with the running game here early in this possession into Prep territory now. Wilcoxon fake handoff, throws over to the right side. That's Alex Runge. He's going to be spun down. Another good pickup there on 1st down. Near 1st down yardage. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Good short throw here by Wilcox and Runge. That puts him in a really good spot here on 2nd and 3. Run to Isaiah Weber, probably likely here in this 2nd and short spot.
As we mentioned, Isaiah Weber, 8 yards a carry through his first 2 games. He gets another handoff here. He finds a hole in the defensive line down the sideline into the red zone. Steps out at about the 17-yard line. So another 1st down pickup. The Gretna offense putting together their best drive of the night so far.
He gained a little bit more than 8 on that one. Does really good job just running through the defense. He gets all the way to the 17-yard line, and now Gretna's in the red zone for the first time today, looking to get their first points on the board, maybe get a touchdown and cut this to a 1-possession game.
Wilcoxon once again in the shotgun. Another handoff to Weber. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. That's Dakota Butler with the tackle. A short gain on 1st down. Gretna down to the 15-yard line of Prep. Looking to get on the board for the first time tonight. Another handoff to Weber. This time off the right side. And another good stop there from the Prep defense. Pickup of 1 yard, and it'll be 3rd and long again.
Weber's now got up to his jersey number 33 yards on the ground, but he picks up just 1 there, and that makes it a 3rd and 8. Gretna likely in a passing down here. Wilcoxon's only thrown the ball once on this drive. That was that 7-yard screen past Alex Runge. And it looks like Gretna's going to talk it over before they run another play.
So Gretna will burn their first timeout of the night. We'll step aside really quick. 14-0 Prep. Gretna threatening here with 4 minutes and 34 seconds to go in the 2nd quarter. Gretna down to the 14 of Prep, but a 3rd and 8. Back to pass is Wilcoxon. That one tipped off the hands and intercepted. Henry Bartholomew comes up with it. That one was off the hands of Michael Sheaf, and the Junior J defense comes up with another stop.
A great play by Henry Bartholomew to catch that ball off the deflection. Does a really good job staying focused and just trapping that ball before it hits the ground. Great play on his part. Now Gretna remains shut out here with 4:28 in the first half.
Henry Bartholomew comes up with the diving interception off the pass that was just off the fingertips of Michael Sheaf. And the Junior J offense back on the field. Another handoff to Jacob Ruby. Fall forward for about 2.
Already 2 interceptions for Alex Wilcox, and you can argue that one wasn't really much of his fault, but really good play by Henry Bartholomew off the deflection. This Junior J's defense really done a good job against this Gretna offense, and Gretna's been sloppy so far. 4 total penalties, now 2 turnovers. They're going to need to strengthen their discipline here in this second half.
Niglio back to pass, quick slant route to McClay. So he'll dive forward near the first down, and he will pick it up. So a fresh set of downs here for the Prep offense. After the quick pass from Caniglio to McClay. 1st and 10 from their own 31.
Zach McClay's been more notable for his defensive prowess this year, but can still provide a lot of production on the offensive side. He scored a touchdown last game versus Miller North. Now he gets a catch to convert that first down here.
Niglio in the shotgun once again. Screen pass over to the right side to Schaefer, and he lost the ball. That one's stripped out, and the Dragons fall on it. So, and there's maybe a momentum shifter. 3:08 left here in the second, and the Dragons will get the ball back around midfield.
And we were just talking about how Gretna struggled with sloppy mistakes, but that's a really sloppy mistake for the Junior Jays to cough that ball up when you have all the momentum on your side. That puts Gretna in a really good position to potentially answer back and make it a 1-possession game before the end of the first half. You're going to need as much points as you possibly can with this run game for Gretna being as good as it is.
Coach Tim Yonk stressing ball security more than anything, as this one pass to Alex Runge off the right side. Little screen pass will go for about 11. And a good pick up there on first down. It'll move the chains. Gretna offense inside the 40 now.
Another one of those screen passes for the Dragons. They love to run those screens and those fake screen handoffs. It works wonders for them again as they convert that first down.
Handoff to Isaiah Weber up the middle for about 7 there on first down. Dragons moving the ball a lot more comfortably here later in this first half than they were earlier in the game. Got into the red zone last possession, and they're threatening to do so once again. Fake handoff from Wilcoxon to Weber. He'll take it himself. He'll dive forward for the first down to the 24-yard line.
We saw it last game. The Junior Jays got more tired as the game progressed. They allowed Miller North to gain a lot more positive yardage as the game went along, and we're seeing that again here late in this first half. They just need to buckle down and hold them to a field goal potentially here, or maybe get another turnover to keep this 2-possession lead entering the second half.
Remember, Prep does get the ball to start things off in the second half. So absolutely crucial that the Dragons capitalize here. Another handoff to Weber, this time to the right side. And he'll get about 4 there on first down.
Isaiah Weber now up to 44 yards on the day. This Gretna run attack has gotten 76 yards. Done a really good job running the football well, but Junior Jays have limited them to no points so far. Looking to continue that here.
Quick pass to Alex Runge on the left side. Breaking through would-be tacklers and fighting his way all the way inside the 10. Eventually brought down by Sean Skridlak. But that will put the ball, I believe, inside the 10-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal from the 10 here with just over a minute to go here in the first half.
Runge already 5 catches for 38 yards on the day. Been the main target for Wilcoxon and is looking to continue success.
It's a good play there. That's Drew Jarrett. Came in making the tackle immediately on Weber, and the Dragons will use their second timeout. 51 seconds left to play here in the first half. Gretna once again inside the red zone on back-to-back possessions, looking to punch it in before we head to the locker room.
And for the Junior Jays, if you can hold the Dragons to just 3 points here, that would be a success. Bend but don't break in this spot. You got to limit them to a field goal. If you fall behind here and lead by only 1 possession at the break, that opens Gretna to a much better chance of a comeback down the stretch of this game.
A couple of score updates from around Class A. Omaha West Side up 24-0 on Bellevue West. Kearney leads Lincoln North Star 7-0 at the end of the first. Lincoln East and Lincoln Southwest tied at 7 apiece nearing the end of the half. Millard South up by 9, 21-12 on Millard North, and Omaha North and Columbus tied at 13 apiece. Just starting the second. That's 2nd and goal here for the Dragons from the Prep 10-yard line. Another handoff to Weber. He's going to sneak by 1 tackler, but he won't sneak by another. That's Ryan Ewell, the senior linebacker, on the touchdown-saving tackle, and it'll be 3rd and goal from the 7.
It was a great play by Ewell. That's easily a touchdown if Weber slips by him, but
as that will be the 3rd and final timeout of the half for the Dragons. 30 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Junior Jays have played a very strong first half, but Gretna threatening to put points on the board here before the break.
the Junior Jays have given up a lot of yards on the ground, but they've been good at limiting the efficiency of those yards. Isaiah Weber, 46 yards on the ground, but he's needed 15 carries to do it, a little over 3 yards per carry for him. Alex Wilcoxon has ran to nearly 10 yards a carry so far on just 3 carries, but Junior Jays have done a really good job zoning in on Weber and limiting him here in the first half. Remains to be seen how they will hold up in the second half against him, but so far they've done a really good job.
Seems like Gretna trying to wear down that Prep defensive line with the run game. So here's a big 3rd and goal from inside the 10. Wilcoxon in the shotgun, rolls out to his right, looking for a man. He's just going to tuck it and run, and he'll be stopped short, and they're going to get a late hit out of bounds on the quarterback. Just got brought down after he stepped out of bounds, and that is just a very tough break there. And as you said, another clumsy mistake this time by the Junior Jays.
Yeah, and you can't afford to make that mistake here in that spot. That would have forced them to a 4th and goal, held them to a field goal, but now Gretna's got a fresh set of downs, half the distance to the goal, ball at just the 2-yard line. And now the goal line runner as good as Isaiah Weber. It's just not a good situation to be in for the Junior Jays defense right now.
So it will be 3rd and goal Third and goal from the, I think there's a lot of confusion. I believe it's third and goal from the Prep 2. And the Junior Jays will burn another timeout. But yeah, a lot of confusion down on the field after the penalties. Third and goal, so we'll just replay the down. But the Dragons looking to punch things in to get on the board before we head to halftime.
You can't afford to commit those penalties like that for the Junior Jays. Gretna getting another opportunity to potentially punch it in the end zone. And if you leave the half only up 7 because of that penalty, that's going to be rough for them. But they're looking to continue to hold and limit them to just 3 points. And if you leave the half up by 11, getting the ball for the second half as well, that'll probably bode well for them as this game goes along.
Big third and goal from inside the Prep 2-yard line here with just 24 seconds to play in the second quarter. Gretna with no timeouts, so if they go on the ground and are short, they're going to have to go quick to the line, either kick it or go for it on fourth and goal. Going to be another timeout called by the Junior Jays. I think we're going to get a correction. I believe it is fourth and goal, so I believe they picked up the flag over there on the right side. So it'll be fourth and goal here from inside the 2. So that makes things even more high stakes here to end the half.
Yeah, and at this point, that might influence Gretna's decision. Do you bring out the kicking unit, or do you go for it on fourth and goal from your 2-yard line? In this situation, I think it would be more beneficial for them to run a fourth down play here. Just give the ball to Isaiah Weber and let him do his thing. Try to get in the end zone and put Gretna within one score. Field goal doesn't really do you much good relatively, but a touchdown would really put you in a good spot in the locker room compared to where you would be.
So all the confusion has been sorted out. Fourth and goal from just inside the 2-yard line. Will Coxon in the shotgun. Handoff to Weber, and he finds a hole in. Touchdown, Gretna.
It's a great run there by Weber. He just breaks through. Really good short yardage back, and he gets in the end zone in that short yardage situation. And now Gretna just an extra point away from cutting this to a 7-point lead.
Cameron Bothwell on to kick the extra point. This one up and good. So Gretna splits the lead in half. 14-7 now after an Isaiah Weber rushing touchdown on fourth and goal. We'll step aside. 14-7 here with just under 30 seconds left here in the second quarter. Gretna punches in their first touchdown of the evening to make it 14-7 here with 22 seconds to go in the half. Bothwell on to kick it away. Looks to be Tay Jenkins and Zach McClay back to return. It'll be a little squib type kick. Fielded around the 25. Down to about the 29-yard line. It'll most likely be the end of the half unless Prep wants to take one last shot at the end zone. 19 seconds left, no timeouts.
I think at this point the play would be to throw one deep ball, and if that doesn't work, just take a knee and end the half. Looks like Prep's just gonna take a shot downfield part and just kneel it down to go to the second half with a 14-7 lead.
So that will be the end of the second quarter and the end of the half. Junior Jays head to the locker room with a 14-7 lead. They will get the ball to start the second half. We'll step aside. Thank you so much for watching our first half coverage. We'll be back here for the second half. 14-7 Prep on top here after 2 quarters of play. Welcome you back here to Burke Stadium. Here, just about to get ready for third quarter action. Creighton Prep with a 14-7 lead here at halftime. We'll take a look at our first half stats. Creighton Prep up 14-0 for a majority of the second quarter, but Gretna punches it in right there at the end. Colton, what'd you see that you liked and disliked from both sides?
That play in the first quarter from Tony Caniglio to escape the pressure and find Eddie Schaefer for a 67-yard gain was the main play of the first half, really set the momentum in Prep's favor. They ended up taking the 7-0 lead a few plays later, ended up extending that lead on another rushing touchdown from Tony Caniglio. Gretna ended up getting that touchdown right before the end of the half. But a lot of sloppy mistakes from the Dragons in that first half. A pair of interceptions by Alex Wilcoxon, 4 total penalties. Really didn't set Gretna up for success, but that fumble by Eddie Schaefer towards the end of the first half really put Gretna in a good position to score, and they ended up taking advantage. Isaiah Weber punching in that touchdown on 4th and goal, and now they cut it to just a 7-point lead here in the second half.
Yeah, the Junior Jays will get the ball to start things here in the second half as they hold a 14-7 lead. We'll step aside and we'll be back in just a moment for second half kickoff here from Burke Stadium on CPSN. Halftime wrapping up here at Burke Stadium, just about to get things underway here for the third quarter of play. Mike Knockenauer alongside Colton Alder here to bring you the action. An exciting first half. Gretna able to find the end zone there at the end of the first half in the second quarter to make it a 14-7 ball game. As Cameron Bothwell back out there to kick things away to Zach McClay and Tay Jenkins. Exciting first half. I'm excited for this second half as well. What are you looking for?
The Junior Jays' run defense has been really good so far. They've given up a lot of yards, but not much yards per attempt. Isaiah Weber, the Dragon star running back, 48 yards in the first half, but he needed 16 carries to do it, just 3 yards per carry. Not a very efficient total. The Junior Jays looking to keep that up here in the second half.
This one going to sail through the back of the end zone. Bring it out to the 20-yard line. We'll bring Tony Caniglio and the Prep offense back out on the field. Last possession, it ended in an Eddie Schaefer fumble that ended up turning into a Gretna touchdown.
That fumble was very costly for the Junior Jays, but Schaefer had that big catch earlier. Great deep ball man looking to redeem himself as this game goes on.
Expect Prep to continue to run the ball. Try and pick up yards on the ground. First play of the second half is a handoff to the fullback, Dan Kenny. still up after getting pushed from both directions, from both lines, as it'll pick up about 3.
Really good job there from Dan Kenny, just pushing forward even though he got stuffed initially at the line, continuing to push forward and get those Junior Jays 3 yards and put them in a better position here on 2nd and 7.
Caniglio in the shotgun, back to pass. Gonna escape the pocket up the middle. Running towards the sideline, he has the first down. He'll scramble out of bounds. So another good scramble there from Tony Caniglio to pick up the first down and move the chains for the first time here in the second half.
Caniglio has shown the ability to impact a game with his legs. Had 33 yards and a touchdown in the win versus Millard North last week. Already scored 2 touchdowns in the first half this week on the ground. Ends up picking up 12 there to get to 15 yards on the day.
Quick pass over to Jackson Wergler on the right side. He escapes 1 tackle and fights his way for a first down.
It's a great throw from Caniglio there. He finds Wergler underneath. That puts Caniglio over 100 yards on the day. I believe that is the first catch for Jackson Wergler here today. Wergler had 4 grabs for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns in the Junior Jays' first 3 games of the year, and he gets on the stat sheet with that catch here.
So 2 straight first downs. It'll be another handoff to Dan Kenny, diving forward to about the 47-yard line into Gretna territory.
Gretna uses that 5 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers set an awful lot, and that leaves you susceptible to the fullback run in a lot of cases. Junior Jays really attacking them with that early on in the second half, and Kenny picks up 9 there to put the Junior Jays in a good position.
2nd and 1 from the 46 of Gretna. Caniglio under center once again. A fake handoff to Ruby. He's looking deep downfield for Jackson Wergler into coverage. And they're going to get one of the Gretna defensive backs on a pass interference, I believe. He just kind of bumped, kind of hip checked Wergler there right at the end as a prep offensive lineman down on the field.
That appears to be CJ Costello, number 72, their starting center. You hope he's all right.
Good to see him get up and walk off the field under his own power. We'll most likely bring on number 62. That will be Tommy Hollinger, the backup center, at least for one play, as Costello is tended to on the sideline. Senior captain CJ Costello hoping he's all right, but the pass interference call moves the ball up to the 32-yard line, and it'll be a fresh set of downs for Caniglio on the offense. Caniglio threw it deep downfield looking for Jackson Wergler. But then a pass interference call in the secondary. Back to pass once again. He's swallowed up, trying to escape, but he's going to be dragged down. It'll be a loss of about 5. Another sack for this Gretna defense.
A really good job by this Gretna front 7 just converging on Tony Caniglio. They get him for the 2nd sack of the game, and now in a 2nd and long position. Does Prep go to the run trying to get some yards to make a 3rd down easier, or do you go deep here?
CJ Costello is back out there, lined up once again. Snapping to Caniglio, who's once again in the shotgun. So they're going to go pass again. A quick throw. That's going to be Jacob Ruby. He'll power his way to about the 25. A flag down around the 30-yard line. We'll see what the call is there. As of now, it's about a 12 or 13-yard pickup for Jacob Ruby on 2nd and long, pending the penalty marker.
No flag, it looks like.
They're going to pick up the flag, and it will be 3rd down and about 4 from the Gretna 26.
A good pass underneath from Caniglio to Jacob Ruby. That is now the 6th different Junior J to catch a pass here today. Caniglio doing a good job spreading out the targets between his receivers.
Caniglio back to pass once again, flushed out to his left, looking for anyone, and he's going to throw it away. That'll bring up 4th down and 4.
Caniglio doing a good job just getting away from the traffic, avoiding the sack. I don't know if they're going to call that intentional grounding, but it appears not. It is 4th and 4.
Kind of in no man's land, kind of in between Mangan's range and where you would punt it. So 4th and 4 from the Gretna 26. The Junior Jays looking to convert on a 4th down here early in the 3rd quarter. Could be a big momentum shifter here early in this 2nd half.
Caniglio might also just be trying to draw him off sides.
He does snap it, looking to his left. He's going to escape the pocket, and he's going to run for it, and he's going to get inside the 15. What a gutsy play there from Tony Caniglio, using his legs once again to pick up the huge 1st down conversion.
An absolutely amazing play from Caniglio. He slips away from the pressure. Does a really good job just staying poised, and he gets him all the way to the 14-yard line. Gain of 12, that puts him in the lead for rushing yards for Prep with 22 on the day. Gives him a fresh set of downs inside the red zone.
Caniglio came off to the sideline after that play. It's Elijah Cannon, the sophomore, in there at quarterback under center. Hand off to the fullback, Kenny, up the middle, powering his way inside the 10. Pickup of 6 on 1st down. 2nd and 4 from the Gretna 8-yard line. Caniglio back out there. Hands it off to Ruby, who makes the cut into the end zone. Touchdown, Prep.
Jacob Ruby does a good job finding the hole in the backfield. He cuts right through it and gives the Junior Jays a 20-7 lead. 8-yard touchdown run for the Junior Jays running back, and they're in a really good position now, back up 2 possessions here with 8:04 in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, a drive that almost took 4 minutes. Strong opening drive to start things off here in the 3rd quarter. Good mix between the passing game and the running game, and ultimately Jacob Ruby cutting back, finding a hole for a touchdown, and Charlie Mangan's PAT is good. Junior Jays go back up by 2 touchdowns. 21-7 here with 8:04 left in the 3rd here on CPSN. Opening drive of the 2nd half results in a Junior J touchdown, and they go back up by 14. kick from McClay is fielded just inside the 1-yard line by Michael Sheaf, and he's brought down at about the 15-yard line.
That was some of the best kick coverage we've seen from the Junior Jays this year. Their kick coverage unit has really struggled, giving up 2 kick return touchdowns to Caleb Benning and Caden Vermoss in the last 2 games of the season, but they do a really good job there, and now Gretna really stuck deep in their own territory. They start here at the 15-yard line.
Wilcoxon starts things off in the shotgun. Fake handoff, and he's going to take it himself. Makes a cut down the left side, across the 30, all the way to about the 38-yard line, and a good pickup there on first down to open things up for the Gretna Dragons' first drive of the second half.
It's a big run there from Wilcoxon. Gains 20 yards here for the Dragons on the opening play. That's 54 yards on the ground for him. He is now the leading rusher between these two teams, putting Gretna in a good spot here on 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line.
20-yard pickup on first down. Throw to the outside to Alex Runge. Another first down pickup for the Dragons, and they're moving the ball well here to start things in the third quarter.
It's another one of those short screen passes that Gretna loves to run, and it ends up picking up 12 yards. They've done a really good job throwing that to Runge, and that's his 6th catch for 50 yards already here today.
Wilcoxon, fake handoff again. He's going to take it himself. This time, not as successful. Brought down in the backfield for a loss of about 2.
This Junior Jays run defense has done a really good job here today, and they do a good job again just stuffing Wilcoxon in the backfield. Now that makes it a 2nd and 12. Good start for this Junior Jays defense.
Ryan Ewell and Vinny Saul on the tackle. Brings up 2nd and 12. Quick slant route. Complete to Jaden Holston, the junior tight end. Picks up around 8 yards. It'll be 3rd and 4.
Got slammed to the ground pretty hard by Michael Saul there. A good tackle on Saul's part. And now it will be a 3rd and 4. Gretna's got the tight end Jack Rhodes in there along with 3 wide receivers and the running back Isaiah Weber.
Running into prep territory. Handoff to Weber as that goes nowhere. Flag down around the line of scrimmage. As of now, it's about a 1-yard pickup. Would bring up 4th down, but we'll check the marker. A face mask on the prep defense. Another costly penalty, and it'll move the sticks for the Dragons.
That is the first penalty the Junior Jays have been called for today. It's a very costly one, a 15-yard personal foul, and now Gretna not only enters prep territory but gets a fresh set of downs here from the 40-yard line, looking to potentially cut this back down to a 1-score game.
Handoff to Weber, up the gut. Dives forward for around a pickup of 3. Prep looking to get a stop once again. Here up 14, just under halfway, just over halfway gone here in the third. Wilcoxon snap, handoff to Weber once again. Tries to cut inside towards the middle of the field. And he'll be stopped around the 35-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5, Gretna probably going to have to go to the air here. This Junior Jays run defense once again stepping up big against Isaiah Weber. He hasn't really started to fully break out here today. Just 54 yards on 19 carries so far. Junior Jays maybe more oriented to the pass here on 3rd and 5.
Fake handoff and a throw out to Runji. He will be dragged down. He'll be short of the marker. Bring up 4th down and about 2.
A good stop here by this Junior Jays secondary. Rungy making his 7th catch of the ball game for 53 yards, but ends up getting stopped short of the 1st down, and appears like Gretna's going for it here.
Once again, kind of in that no man's land territory. The Prep 32-yard line. 4th and 2. It's going to be a screen pass to Weber on the outside. Lowers his shoulder into the face mask of Michael Saul. Believe it's going to be enough for the 1st down.
It's going to be close. They might have to bring out the chains and measure it.
It's marked at exactly the 30-yard line, which is where the yard to gain was. So they're going to give them the 1st down.
Great job by Weber to just get whatever yards he can, keep fighting through the contact, and give the Dragons a 1st down here at the 30-yard line.
And we're going to get a flag before the play starts.
Appears to, it might be on the Prep sideline potentially.
I believe it's going to be a sideline warning on the Prep sideline. And yeah, it will be a warning. So the ball will remain at the 30-yard line. I believe. No, I think they're going to enforce it 15 yards all the way to the Prep 15-yard line. So Weber picks up the 1st down. And they pick up an additional 15 from a sideline infraction on the side of Creighton Prep. And it'll move Gretna into the red zone here with just under 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Wilcoxon drops back to pass and tucks it himself and runs. That ball pops out on the ground. Prep thinks they have it. Waiting on a call from the official. And it's going to look like the Dragons come up with it. So a sigh of relief on the side of Gretna as that ball just popped out of the hands of Wilcoxon as he was scrambling up the middle of the field. But Gretna falls on it. It'll be 2nd and 4.
That would have been a massive momentum swing for the Junior Jays there, but Gretna doing a really good job just falling on the ball and getting it back.
Hand off to Weber. Stuffed near the line of scrimmage. We'll bring up another 3rd down.
20th carry of the game for Isaiah Weber, just 54 yards on the ground. He does have a touchdown, but the Junior Jays have limited him to less than 3 yards per carry. Big part of their success so far is limiting Gretna's X factor on the ground, and now on 3rd and 4, they might have to go through the air in this situation.
Hands it off to Weber once again, and he finds a gap. And in for his 2nd touchdown of the evening. Touchdown, Dragons.
That was a massive lane for Weber to burst through. He ends up taking advantage of the opportunity, and now the Dragons are an extra point away from cutting this lead back down to 7. Both teams scoring on their opening drives of the 2nd half. Now with 2:32 to go in the 3rd quarter, Gretna has a chance to cut it down to 7.
Bothwell back out there for the extra point. A line drive, but it sneaks through, and that'll make it 21-14. So Gretna responds. Prep retains a 7-point lead. 2:32 left here in the third quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on the Creighton Prep Sports Network. Prep score on their opening possession of the second half. Gretna responds with a touchdown drive of their own, lasting just over 5.5 minutes. So Prep getting set to receive the ball for their second drive here of the third quarter. Bothwell's kick going to just stay shy of the end zone. Fielded by McClay. Out across the 20, past the 30. Jumping attempt out to about the 35-yard line. So good starting field position for the Junior J offense after a good return from McClay.
McClay continues to make a great impact in the special teams. He's been kicking the ball off for the Junior Jays, and he had that big punt return towards the end of the first quarter that set him up at about the Gretna 25-yard line and led to a Junior J touchdown. Jays likely wouldn't be in this position without Zach McClay's performance so far.
Toss to the right side to Ruby. He'll spin his way just over the line of scrimmage. It'll be a pickup of maybe one. If you're Gretna here, you're thinking if we can get a 3 and out, get our offense back on the field, we've got a chance to go down, march the field, and tie this game up.
With a stop here, all the momentum would be on the Dragons' side. Prep needs to do something here on this drive.
Rollout from Caniglio. Ball looked like it was tipped by a linebacker. Wergler comes up with it. Pickup of around 4. Third and medium now. Maybe 3rd and 6. So a big play here late in this third quarter.
It's a much more manageable third down position than 3rd and 9. Junior J is still likely going to have to rely on Caniglio to make a big throw here in this 3rd and 6 spot.
Rolling out to his left, Caniglio trying to evade tacklers, and he can't. He'll be brought down. And a big stop here from the Gretna defense. And the Junior Jays will be forced to punt.
A lot of pressure there from the Gretna defense. Caniglio just takes the sack, and there appears to be an injured Gretna player at about the 32-yard line.
So the 3rd and 6 turns into 4th and 14 after the 8-yard loss on the Dragons' defense's 3rd sack of the evening. And it'll force Matt Sledge and the special teams unit to come back out to punt things away back to the Dragons.
And it looks like Isaiah Weber just barely getting that first down and the sideline warning.
Along with the face mask as well.
All those things have been pretty big momentum swings towards Gretna, and now it feels like Gretna's in their best position that they've been all day. I mean, they have a chance to go down the field and tie this ball game here with still some time remaining in the third quarter. You have the entirety of the fourth quarter to work with. Isaiah Weber getting his biggest run of the day outside of that run towards the end of the first half. on that 9-yard touchdown, and maybe a lot of the momentum swinging back in the Dragons' favor towards the end of this third quarter.
Matt Sledge back to kick it away. Just gets it off. Fair catch called by Michael Sheaf at the Gretna 32-yard line. So the Dragons with an opportunity to march down the field and try and tie this ball game up here with just over a minute left here in the third quarter.
Looks like another 4-wide set for the Dragons. Could be going with a screen here on 1st and 10.
Fake handoff, throw to the right side. Fades a tackler, but still will be a negative gain. Alex Runge on the screen pass, loses about a yard.
Good stop there from the Junior Jays. They were all over that screen pass. Runge making his 8th catch of the day, but this one not one of the more successful ones. He loses a yard, and now Gretna put in a disadvantageous situation.
Fake handoff, run pass, excuse me, a little bit of an option there from Wilcoxon. Took it himself, doesn't pick up a lot. It'll be 3rd and 9 here with the clock winding down here in the third quarter. See if the Dragons will run one more play or if they'll just take this thing to the fourth quarter.
It appears like they're just going to let the clock run out, and they will enter the fourth with a 3rd and 9 here at their own 32-yard line. The Junior Jays leading the Dragons by 7 here.
4s are up for the Prep sideline as they hold a 21-14 lead, looking for another stop here on defense. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Fourth quarter action coming right up, 21-14. Junior Jays with the lead. The Cheetah stays undefeated. J-Journal member Miles Jackson yet to be beaten as he is victorious once again. 3rd and 9 here, throw to the sideline, and a big pickup there. It's gonna move the chains near midfield. Wilcoxon found his man. It'll be 1st and 10.
Big play there for the Dragons. You get stopped there. That momentum that you've gained towards the end of the third quarter is going to go all away, but great throw from Wilcoxon. Pick up 16 yards, and now Gretna near midfield.
Joey Veith on the reception. So another handoff to Weber. Weaving his way around defenders to about the 49. It'll be a pickup of about 2. 2nd and 8 now.
Could be another screen pass to Runge here on the 2nd and 8.
That one batted down at the line of scrimmage by Sean Skridlak. Got both hands on that ball. And it'll force a 3rd and long once again.
Stridlak doing a great job just bursting through the line. Ends up knocking that ball down. And now on a 3rd and 8. Junior Jays once again in a good position. You defend the yard markers. You give up a shorter gain, it's not the end of the world. Just make sure to prevent Gretna from getting all the way to the 43-yard line.
Wilcoxon in the shotgun, looking to throw once again across the middle, tipped and almost intercepted. We're gonna say it's incomplete. Ryan Ewell nearly had that off the deflection, but it will be 4th and 8.
It's Michael Saul who made a great play to knock it down. Ewell almost got it off the deflection. But a great play by this Creighton Prep secondary, and now Gretna bringing their offense back out here for a 4th and 8.
4th and 8. Gretna keeping their offense on the field. Wilcoxon takes a couple steps back, and it'll be a pooch punt that'll land at about the 20 and take a great Gretna bounce down all the way to the 12-yard line. So a good play call there, and it'll pin the Jays deep. We'll step aside really quick. 21-14, 11:06 to go here in the 4th quarter. Junior Jays about to get the ball back. Junior Jays will start this drive from their own 11. Handoff to Ruby up the middle. Looks like he got just past the line of scrimmage to about the 12-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 is a situation where you go back to the air with Tony Caniglio. 8 for 11, 116 yards on the day. His main target, Jackson Wergler, leaving the field of play right now, and maybe that would indicate more of a run-heavy attack. We're in the 2nd and 9 spot.
Interesting to see what they do here. Trips right, and Michael Burt to his left. Back to pass, screen to Lasher on the right side, trying to work his way around defenders, making a couple moves, and he'll get pinned down about the 13-yard line. Around the 14, excuse me, so it'll be 3rd and 7. Another big opportunity for the Gretna defense to get off the field. Try and put the ball back in the hands of Alex Wilcoxon and Isaiah Weber.
Maybe a deep ball here for Caniglio. He's been more restrained from throwing that deep pass ever since that opening drive completion to Eddie Schaefer for 67 yards. This could be the point where they break that back out here.
Caniglio rolling to his left. There's a flag on the play. Throw across the middle, intended for Wyatt Lasher. Can't come up with it. So they're going to get a hold on the Junior Jays to see if Gretna will accept the penalty, and it does not look like they will, so it'll bring up 4th down.
Big stop there for the Gretna Dragons. Massive 3 and out for them, and now they can get the ball inside Prep territory with a good return on this ensuing Matthew Sledge punt.
Will Weberg perched at about the Prep 46-yard line. Matt Sledge standing on his own goal line. That one just got it away. A spiraling kick. Takes a Prep bounce. It'll roll to just about midfield. So the Dragons will have to go 49 yards to try and tie this one up.
Now with this offense coming back out there, Alex Wilcoxon He's looked much better in the second half than he did in the first. Through those 2 picks in the first half, he's been more careful with the ball and ran it a lot more as well. Total of 26 yards on the ground for him here in the second half.
His first play picks up about 8. So good pickup there on first down. It'll be 2nd and 2.
Gretna looking to go no huddle here.
Another handoff to Weber. It's tripped up, but not before he picks up the first down. 2 good gains here on the first 2 plays of this possession down to the Prep 35. Low snap, handoff to Weber to the right side. Using that strength just to power his way forward. It'll be 2nd and 8 now.
Gretna looking to go quick here. Maybe they feel like this Junior J's defense is a lot more worn down than their offense, and they're looking to attack that fatigue that this front 7 is experiencing.
And a lot of run defense here tonight. Won't be here again, as this is a pass that'll be dropped. That's Michael Sheaf. It'll bring up 3rd and long.
That's a bad drop for the Dragons here. You can't afford to do that in this situation. And now, 3rd and long, they're going to have to rely on Wilcoxon to make a pretty big throw here. Looks like they're going 4 wide set. Weber, the only man in the backfield once again.
Wilcoxon back to throw once again, looking for Sheaf on the sideline, and he's got him. Little out route to the sideline hash marks, and it'll pick up another first down.
It's a great throw from Wilcoxon. You just find Sheaf breaks away from his man on the right side, gets out of bounds for a gain of 11, and now the Dragons continuing to move the ball.
Isaiah Weber powering himself forward. Another strong pickup there on first down for about 7. And this Gretna Dragons offense is moving. Down to the Prep 15-yard line, it's 2nd and 3. Another handoff to Weber, and that'll be enough for the first down. Looks to be 1st and goal from the 10.
Isaiah Weber just continues to get better and better as the game goes along. That's 30 yards already for him on this drive, running on the ground. And now Gretna has a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. Less than 7.5 minutes to play here in this 4th quarter.
Fake handoff to Weber. Wilcoxon will take it himself down to inside the 5-yard line. That fatigue of this Prep front 7 really starting to show. Now down to the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. Here with just under 7 minutes to play in regulation.
Isaiah Weber has already punched it in twice from inside the 10-yard line. Looking to potentially make it number 3 here on the 2nd and goal play.
2nd and goal from the 4. Handoff to Weber on the right side. Churning his legs in. Touchdown, Gretna. And the Dragons are an extra point away from tying things up.
Great comeback here from this Dragons team. All the momentum on their side these last couple drives, and Weber gets his 3rd touchdown of the game. They're just an extra point away from equaling the score. Junior Jays, however, still has 6.5 minutes to potentially drive down the field and retake the lead.
Kick from Bothwell is good, and we've got ourselves a tie ball game. 21 apiece here between the Dragons and the Junior Jays. 6:34 to play here on CPSN. We'll step aside. Don't go anywhere. 6 minutes and 34 seconds left to play here from Burke Stadium. Gretna with 14 unanswered points to even up the score here at 21 apiece with 6.5 to go here in regulation. Bothwell, another little chip kick, little bounce. And fielded by Vincent Constantino down at about the 25-yard line.
Junior Jay's pinned back a little bit, and you have to feel that if they go 3 and out again on this drive, their defense is in a very, very bad position. And you just need to at least get a few more first downs, work yourselves into field goal range, and at least put some points on the board for this defense to work with.
Both teams with full sets of timeouts, 3 apiece. Caniglio under center to start this drive. Handoff to Ruby as they're going to, late flag comes in. For this run offense so far here in this drive.
Some pretty big pickups from Jacob Ruby and Dan Kenny. Primarily have really moved the ball downfield, and now with less than 4.5 minutes to play, Junior Jay's a good field spot.
As that handoff is going to be a loss of about 2. So it'll be 3rd and about 5 for the Prep offense.
It's a good stop from this Gretna D line. Now on 3rd and 5, you might have to go to the air. Looks like Matt Sledge is checking in and Dan Kenny checking out. Jackson Wergler and Eddie Schaefer both out wide. Potentially deep ball here on 3rd and 5.
Caniglio back to pass across the middle. He's got his man in Michael Burt, the Iowa commit tight end, with his first reception of the evening, and it goes for a huge first down to the 28-yard line of Gretna.
Michael Burt's been held quiet all day, but he picked a pretty good time to show up, makes a great catch, gives the Junior Jays a 13-yard gain and a fresh set of downs. Now they have the ball on the 28-yard line.
Beautifully executed play, a perfect pass there from Caniglio sets up a first down as Ruby gets the handoff, bounces to the outside, able to pick up about a yard. This clock continues to roll, now down to just over 3 minutes to go. If you're Gretna, when do you decide to start taking timeouts?
I think if Prep gets a first down in this situation, I think you kind of have to burn your timeouts. But until that point, I don't know if it would be worth it to.
As that ball, I believed it was a botched snap and a botched handoff, and Gretna falls on it. The Dragons come up with another fumble recovery, and that gives them the ball back with 2:43 left here in regulation.
That's simply a mistake you cannot afford to make in that position. Just as costly as you can possibly get, and now Gretna has a chance to potentially go down the field and win this game against a Prep defense that has definitely shown a lot of fatigue these last couple drives. It's an absolutely crushing blow to the Junior Jays here.
So the Gretna defense comes up with the fumble, and it puts the offense back on the field. First play, it's a carry for 4 yards by Isaiah Weber, who continues to pound the rock against this Prep front seven.
Weber now over 100 yards on the day. It's a 4-yard gain that puts them in a good spot here on second down. Gretna's got all 3 timeouts, so you don't have to worry about the clock quite yet.
As Wilcoxon to scramble out to his left, flag down. And they're going to get the Gretna offensive line on a hold, so that'll back up and give the Prep defense a little more breathing room.
And that's about as good of a time for that to be called as possible for the Junior Jays now. On 2nd and 11, Gretna in a much worse position. Actually, it appears to be 2nd and 16 from the 23 now.
So a costly penalty from the Gretna offensive line. As his clock continues to wind, down to 2 minutes left. Gretna backed up inside their own 25. Handoff to Weber. Going to be stuffed immediately. Picked up about a yard. But it'll be 3rd and long.
Now on a 3rd and 14, this is a pretty obvious passing down for the Dragons, and it looks like Creighton Prep will take their first time out of the second half.
Big play here coming up. 3rd and 14 from the Gretna 25-yard line. As Wilcoxon had scrambled and would have gotten the first down, but play called back for a hold. So that will set up this 3rd and long situation. Prep defense, not an option. You have to come up with a stop here.
Yeah, if you give up a first down in this situation, I don't know how you come back from that as a defensive unit. Gretna has got all the momentum offensively prior to this. Maybe losing a little bit of it after that holding call, but now you just got to play back, make sure Gretna does not move those chains, and get your offense the ball back here with about a minute and a half. It'll be interesting to see if Gretna goes through the air or runs the ball and forces Prep to burn that last time, burn another timeout.
Wilcoxon back to pass, looking downfield, and intercepted! Alex Costello comes up with his 2nd pick of the game!
That was a tremendous catch by Costello. If he didn't come up with that interception, it likely would have been caught by the Gretna receiver, but he ended up just nabbing that ball away. And now Creighton Prep will start off at the 41-yard line. You save about 8 seconds through not having to force the punt, and about another timeout because you didn't have to stop the clock after that last play. 3rd pick of the game for Wilcoxon, 2nd to Costello, and now the Jays set up pretty well.
Caniglio rolling out to his left, escaping the pocket, just going to take off and run, and he's going to be tripped up. Good play there from a Gretna defender. Believe that to be Isaiah Weber coming up with the tackle, doing it on both sides of the ball. Clock continues to run. Down to 1:10 left here in regulation. Junior Jays with 2 timeouts and 57 yards to go. Caniglio looking back to pass again. Finds his man. That's Wyatt Lasher across the middle for a first down. It'll stop the clock while they move the chains across midfield into Gretna territory as the clock continues to run.
For the Junior Jays, you need to move it up a little bit. Can't afford to burn this much clock.
Caniglio looking, he's going to scramble across the middle, lowers his shoulder across the 40. Takes a hit, got crunched by 2 linebackers. And that is where Junior Jays will take their 2nd time out of the half.
It's a great run by Caniglio to just get as many yards as he possibly can. Ends up getting the Junior Jays to the 40-yard line. At this point, you need about 15 more yards to seriously consider a Charlie Mangan field goal. 15 yards, however, looks manageable with 41 seconds timeout to work with, and with a 2nd and short here on the Gretna 40-yard line.
.41 seconds left here in regulation. Junior Jays down to 1 timeout remaining. Ball on the 39-yard line of Gretna. A 2nd and 2 upcoming. All knotted up, 21-21. The Junior Jays looking to try and squeak out a win here tonight. Caniglio in the shotgun. 4 receivers lined up. He's going to roll to his left. He's going to look downfield. He's going to launch. Flag is down. Looking for McClay. He's got it. We're going to wait on the flag. If it stands, it's a pickup of 34, but I believe they're going to get a hold, and that is an absolute killer for Prep.
It's a crushing penalty for the Junior Jays. What would have been a massive pickup to put them inside the 10-yard line. Now they have to circle back to midfield, and they lose 8 seconds as well. They're definitely going to have to go through the air in this spot with Caniglio and the Jays stuck in this 2nd and 12 situation. It's a penalty you can't afford in this position.
That backs them up all the way back to the 49-yard line. Caniglio looking to pass. He's got McClay again, and he's staying on his feet, churning his way down to the 30. Clock stops once again, 18 seconds left, and that's where the Junior Jays will take their final timeout.
That's a great play by McClay to keep the legs churning. He gets open for the first down, and he continues to fight through the contact, move it all the way to the 30-yard line, and now you only really need 5 to 6 more yards to seriously consider a Charlie Mangan field goal. Maybe you take a shot to the end zone in this position, try to not leave it up to chance. But some really good plays by this Prep offense on this drive as now they've got a good chance.
Yeah, after the holding penalty that negated a 34-yard pickup, Caniglio finds McClay across the middle for a pickup of about 20. Junior Jays out of timeouts now, 18 seconds left on the clock. Gotta think you would need at least 6 or 7 yards to consider a field goal. It would be about a 47-yard attempt from here.
But you also probably need to throw the ball out of bounds to a guy heading out of bounds in this situation because you can't stop the clock on a timeout.
Caniglio rolling to his right. He's going to take it himself. He's going to pick up about 9 yards near the first down to about the 22-yard line. A big pickup there on first down. And it moves the Junior Jays possibly closer to field goal range down to the 22-yard line. Caniglio got out of bounds, stops the clock with 11 seconds. It'll be 2nd and 2.
That's about as big of a run as you can possibly get for Caniglio. Does a good job staying in bounds long enough to get all the way to the 22-yard line, but get out of bounds in order to stop the clock. Now the Junior Jays may be taking a shot to the end zone on this next play and then going with a field goal off the right leg of Charlie Mangan.
Shot to the end zone, looking for McClay, just out of his reach. Takes off about 5 seconds of the play clock, as that will bring on Charlie Mangan to attempt a 39-yard field goal to try and win it for the Junior Jays.
Out of all the opponents the Junior Jays have faced since 2004, Gretna is the only one they have never defeated. Both of their previous matchups versus the Dragons were last year. Of course, losing them both, they can get a little bit of revenge from last year's playoffs here tonight. Get in the win column to improve their record to 2-2, get back to 500 and set themselves up for a successful season. Gretna looking to ice Charlie Mangan. Maybe put a little bit more pressure on him this spot.
Ball marked at the 22-yard line. Gretna takes their first timeout, trying to ice Charlie Mangan. The 39-yard attempt here with 6 seconds to go, trying to ice the game for Prep.
You gotta imagine that Gretna might try and burn one of their 2 other timeouts at the very least. Try and ice them even more. Just looking to push it through and get Creighton Prep their 2nd win of the year.
Mangan lining up for the kick. And the Dragons will call their 2nd time out of the half.
Charlie Mangan, first year as the full-time kicker for these Junior Jays. He made his first ever field goal versus Miller North last week. He hasn't gotten an opportunity to kick a field goal here this week, but he has knocked through all of his extra points so far this year. He's not missed a kick so far this season. Could looking to potentially keep that alive and the Junior Jays some hope.
Biggest spot of his young career. So as you said, first year as the full-time kicker for this Creighton Prep squad. He's got an opportunity to win it here. Charlie Mangan from 39 yards. Kick is up, and it is no good, just to the left. Time will expire, and we are headed to overtime. My goodness. Just missed it to the left. That will send us to overtime. We'll step aside. Don't go anywhere. End of regulation. All knotted up here at 21 apiece here on CPSN. Welcome you back here. 4 quarters was not enough. 48 minutes in the books, 21 apiece. Overtime rules in Class A here in Nebraska. College rules, each team gets a chance with the ball, except in high school here, it's at the opponent's 10. So Gretna will start off with the ball here. Hand off to Weber on the left side, and he's gonna be brought down, tripped up by Zach McClay. And Weber is down, and he's gonna be slow to get up. And I think there's a flag down about the line of scrimmage. Weber is up and moving.
If that's all Gretna is, it's going to be a hold on them. That's a massive blow to this Dragons offense. They now have to work from the 20 instead of having a 2nd and goal from the 8. It's a massive penalty for the Dragons.
1st and goal from the Prep 20 now. Another costly penalty there for the Dragons. Reminder that Prep does get the ball next. Wilcoxon dropping back to pass. He's going to try and dump it off to Weber, who comes up with it and will roll his way to about the 13-yard line.
Prep would have preferred if he didn't pick up that many yards, but this is still 2nd and long in this situation. They're still in a good situation here with the ball at about the 13-yard line. They just need to hold and make sure that the Dragons don't get into the end zone. If you hold them to 3, that's a pretty good position to be in.
Wilcoxon dropping back to pass once again. Flushed out to his right. He's going to tuck it and run. Pushed out of bounds by Ryan Ewell, and it'll be 3rd down. After no gain on the play, so it'll be 3rd and goal from the 13.
Now on basically 3rd and 13, Prep can defend the end zone in this situation. Just camp out at about the goal line and make sure that the Dragons don't get in there. It's a very big spot for this Gretna offense. If you don't get in the end zone, you're in a situation where your defense needs to make a goal line stand in order to even stay alive in this ball game.
3rd and goal. Wilcoxon flushed immediately, just escapes, and he's going to be brought down. I believe that's Shalingi Craney with the sack, and that'll force the Dragons to try and kick a field goal.
Craney providing a lot of great pressure on the interior. He ends up getting to Alex Wilcoxon here, and now the Dragons forced with a field goal opportunity. 35 yards here for Cameron Bothwell.
Bothwell, the senior kicker. Kick is up, and it is good. Snuck it in the right upright. And the Dragons convert on a field goal on their turn here in the overtime period. And it will now be the Junior Jay's turn.
Even though the Dragons do get 3 points on the board, still a successful possession for this Junior Jay's defense. You held them to 3, and now at this point, all you need to do is pick up 10 yards, get in the end zone, and you walk out of here with a victory. The Junior Jays have converted in the red zone an awful lot here today. A pair of rushing touchdowns from Tony Caniglio, another one from Jacob Ruby.
So the Dragons strung together a field goal. Now the Junior Jays can win it with a touchdown. Caniglio, fake handoff, rolling out to his right. He's going to throw it to the end zone and just out of bounds.
It's a good job by Caniglio just getting that ball out of bounds. Tried to find Wergler in the right side of the end zone, but does a good job just avoiding getting sacked and keeping the Junior Jays in a spot where this is manageable. It's basically a 2nd and 10, so it's not anything too drastic.
Handoff to Ruby. Dives forward for about 2 yards. So a 3rd and long. Have to try for the end zone here.
For the Junior Jays, this is just a 25-yard field goal as Wergler checks out for Eddie Schaefer. Potentially a shot to the end zone coming for the Jays, and just need to make sure you don't turn the ball over in the spot. At the very least, keep this game going.
Ball up to Michael Burt and just out of the reach. Looking for Burt in the back of the end zone and could not find him, and Mangan will have to come on and try and keep this game alive.
Charlie Mangan had the chance to win it at the end of regulation. Now he's just looking to send this game into a 2nd overtime. I hope he can bounce back from that earlier miss.
I think Prep's going to have to call, or excuse me, Gretna's going to call a timeout, trying to ice the kicker. It worked the first time. They're looking to try it again. So 25-yard attempt. Just about 5 yards deeper than a PAT. Here for Charlie Mangan, trying to extend this game to a 2nd overtime.
In the event of a 2nd overtime, Prep would get the ball first. Then Gretna would get the opportunity to answer back. First order of business is even making it that far, though.
Mangan missed the potential game winner at the end of regulation. This one to keep the game alive. Kick is up, and it is good. Charlie Mangan puts it through. Both sides with a field goal, and we'll head to a 2nd overtime.
It's a good kick by Mangan. Even from a distance as short as 25 yards after a miss. Just a good job redeeming himself there and keeping this game alive.
We'll step aside real quick. 2nd overtime coming right up. Welcome you back here. 2nd overtime about to get underway. Creighton Prep will get the ball to start the 2nd overtime, and then it'll be Gretna's turn to respond. Once again, college rules. So the ball begins at the 10-yard line. So it'll be the Prep offense coming onto the field first. If you're thinking if you're Tony Caniglio in the offense, you got to be thinking touchdown here.
Yeah, you don't want to be in a position where you go first and kick a field goal where, worst of all, don't get any points at all. And that would put your defense in a position where they have to get a stop by any means necessary. You want to give them some leeway and put them in a spot where they don't run the risk of losing the game.
Caniglio in the shotgun, Ruby to his left, Kenny to his right. High snap, looking to the corner of the end zone, batted away. Good coverage there on Michael Burt. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Caniglio's taking a lot of shots to the end zone here in the overtime periods, but Gretna doing a good job just holding him down and preventing a touchdown here that would give the Junior Jays an advantage.
Caniglio under center once again. Fake toss and a handoff to Dan Kenny. Pick up about 5. So it'll just make this 3rd and goal situation a little more manageable.
This point on 3rd and goal, I think you still have to go to the air, but maybe you don't have to risk it as deep downfield. You can just work with a short pass and hope that your receivers get into the end zone, get you a touchdown that would give you an opportunity to win the game with a stop. It's like everyone's jumbled up on the line of scrimmage, but the Junior Jays will burn a timeout.
Yeah, Junior Jays will call their final timeout. Talk things over. 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line. Got to think here. If you get 3 or 4 on a run, do you consider going for it on 4th down?
I think you have to consider it, but I don't know if the risk of not leaving this drive with any points at all is necessarily worth it. Because if you don't score any points, you're in a position where all Gretna needs to do is kick a 27-yard field goal and they win the game. That's not a spot you necessarily want to be in as a team. And especially with a kicker as good as Cameron Bothwell, that's practically a spot where you have no chance of getting the win. So I think you kind of have to take a shot to the end zone here on 3rd and goal from the 5. And if you don't get in the end zone, you have to kick it. You can't afford to leave this drive with no points.
We'll see what they decide to do. 3rd and goal from the 5. And I think they're going to get a false start. And that is the last thing you wanted if you're Prep.
That completely undoes all the progress that they had with that 5-yard run by Dan Kenny on 2nd down. And now, practically in the same position you were the first time, 3rd and goal from the 10. They lobbed it to Michael Burt, and it ended up just being incomplete last time. Hoping to have a different result this time, but you can't afford to commit penalties like that in this big of a spot.
Caniglio dropping back to pass. Has to escape the pocket. Throw to the end zone. Intercepted! Michael Sheaf comes up with it. And Gretna only needs a field goal to win it.
You have to think at that point that is the blow that ends up costing them the game. Gretna's got an amazing opportunity on their part to kick a short field goal and get this win. You only need 3 to get the victory if you're the Dragons. That's a spot where if you don't see anything, just throw it out of the back of the end zone. But in the end, it's a costly turnover, and now Gretna is oh so close to getting the win.
Got to hold on to the football here if you're the Dragons. Any sort of points wins it. Weber on 1st down. It's about 2.
For Gretna, you just need to be careful in this position. Can't turn the ball over. You just need to hold on, and maybe after this play you kick the field goal in case something goes awry.
I'm going to say I think you probably keep the ball on the ground, not risk throwing an interception. Weber to the right side. He'll pick up another 2. We'll see what Gretna decides to do down to the 6-yard line. So another prep player down on the field. So an official's timeout for an injury. As we said, Gretna does win it with a field goal. 2 runs from Isaiah Weber have picked up 4 yards. Gotta hope whoever's down on the field is all right. It looks to be Alex Costello, who has got 2 interceptions. Not able to put a lot of weight on that leg. So he'll be helped off the field.
In this spot, you just have to hope that he's all right. It's definitely a concerning sight to see him limp like that off the field, but you just hope he's okay in this position.
Third and goal from the 6. Wilcoxon in the shotgun. He's got Weber behind him to his right. Snap, handoff to Weber. He's going to fight his way near the goal line. That'll bring up 4th down from about the 2-yard line. So it will bring on the field goal unit. And Cameron Bothwell will try to win it here in the 2nd overtime. A 19-yard attempt to try and win it.
Basically an extra point for him. He's knocked down all 3 of his PATs here today and his 1 field goal here in the overtime period. Now Prep will look to do what Gretna did to them and just ice the kicker.
Regardless of the outcome, a hard-fought game from both sides. I mean, you have positive and negative takeaways on each side of the ball for both teams. Just a hard-fought game. This is what Friday Night Lights is about.
Yeah, it's been a very close, competitive game. It's been very tight all the way around. Creighton Prep led by 14 points for a lot of the game. Gretna making a comeback towards the end of regulation. And the missed field goal at the very end of regulation by Charlie Mangan, and then game going into overtime. That interception in the end zone will appear to be pretty costly for the Junior Jays. At this point, it's an extra point for Cameron Bothwell, but you never know. There's always some drama whenever the game's on the line, regardless of what the distance on the field goal is.
Bothwell lining up for the win. He blocked it! It's blocked! I believe that was Henry Bartholomew who got through and blocked it! And the Junior Jays stay alive! An unbelievably clutch play. Henry Bartholomew comes through. Wow.
The Junior Jays blocked 2 extra points in their win versus Millard North last game, and they channel some of that energy here. Bartholomew just sneaking through, and he blocks the kick.
I think that Gretna is arguing that it's a touchdown because they recovered it and then brought it into the end zone. So we will see what the ruling is here.
Since it's a fourth down fumble, I believe it would be a dead ball. Not certain, though.
We await the ruling. Here we get the ruling now. They're going to go talk things over with Coach Yonk.
The longer it is before a ruling is issued, the more and more it seems like they're going to award a touchdown to Gretna here in the spot.
Everyone awaiting the ruling. I think they're going to say it was a live ball. Reactions from the prep sideline indicating that this is most likely going to be ruled a touchdown. But we will see.
Fans here on the prep side don't appear very amused with this call.
Still awaiting a ruling here. So they're going to re-kick.
Wow.
Not completely sure what the ruling would be there, but so it's going to be a re-kick, and Bothwell will have another chance to win it.
I don't think I've ever seen something like this happen before.
So Bothwell will line up once again to try and win it as boos rain down from the prep side. Bothwell on to try again for the win. He got it! And Gretna wins it in double overtime. Cameron Bothwell given a second chance, and he capitalizes, and Gretna escapes with a 27-24 win.
An absolutely crazy ending to this ball game, and you just have to feel for everyone on that Junior J's sideline. An absolutely crushing way to lose this ball game, and that's unbelievable.
As a rush of emotions from both sides. What a game. And it comes down to Cameron Bothwell booting through a 19-yard field goal in the second overtime to win it. Gretna down 21-7 at one point. Rally back and take down the 10th ranked Junior Jays. Colton, any final thoughts on an incredible, but it's hard to explain what just went on. It's like you don't know really what to say. You're left speechless. I mean, what a game, though. What a game. This is what Friday Night Lights is all about, as we said.
This might be the craziest game I've ever seen in person. An absolutely wild ending from everything boiling down to that missed field goal towards the end of regulation, that interception in the end zone, and then the re-kick. Whole lot of emotions definitely flowing. I'm sure there's some positive takeaways that the Junior Jays can have from this game, but it might be a minute before they focus on those after this ending. Just a crazy way to end this ball game.
A heartbreaking 24-27 loss for the Junior Jays. As we thank you all so much for watching a crazy game, an emotion-filled game that was fought hard to the end. We thank you all so much for watching. From our entire crew here at CPSN, Chris Hillebrandt, Hank McGill, our advisor, Mr. Matt Raskershek, alongside Colton Alder, I'm Mike Knockenhauer. We thank you all so much for tuning in, and we hope to see you back in 2 weeks for the homecoming game against Burke. Thank you all so much, and have a great rest of your weekend. Good night.